Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be exploring the fascinating world of AI and how it's really making a difference in creating a more sustainable and equitable future for all of us.
And what's so exciting for me is that we're finally seeing AI move beyond the realm of science fiction.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And into practical applications that are actually improving lives all over the planet.
I think that's the key takeaway here.
It is. That's what we're going to focus on today, uncovering those stories and understanding the real-world impact. So let's start with something that might sound like it's straight out of a movie. DeepMind's AI system that can actually predict diseases years before you even know something's wrong.
Yeah, it uses your genetic data,
Uh,
lifestyle information, and medical history to kind of forecast potential health risks. It's like a super-powered early warning system for your body.
wow. So it's like taking all those different pieces of the puzzle and putting them together in a way that humans just can't do.
Yeah, and finding those hidden connections,
Yeah,
that might be invisible to us.
that's incredible. This could completely change how we think about healthcare. It's not just about treating illnesses after they happen,
Right.
but potentially preventing them altogether.
That's the real game changer here. Moving from reactive to proactive healthcare, that could potentially save countless lives.
And resources, too. I
Absolutely.
mean, it's like having a detective working behind the scenes, constantly analyzing clues to keep you one step ahead.
Precisely. And we're already seeing the buzz online. People sharing stories about how these predictions led to early interventions
Real.
and discussing the potential for longer and healthier lives.
Wow, that's amazing to think about the possibilities.
It is.
But it definitely raises some questions, too.
Oh, for sure.
Like, how do we ensure that this kind of personal health data is used responsibly and ethically? That's a big conversation we need to be having as a society.
Absolutely. It's crucial. So now let's switch gears a bit and explore how AI is transforming education.
Okay.
Imagine a platform in India that's personalizing learning for every student, regardless of their background or location.
I've actually read about this. It's like having a personal tutor for every single student.
That's the goal.
Wow. But how does it actually work?
Well, it uses the power of natural language processing,
Hmm.
which basically allows the AI to understand and interact with human language. So it can analyze a student's responses, figure out their learning style,
Uh-huh.
and adjust the curriculum in real time.
Now, it's not just about delivering the same content to everyone, but actually tailoring the learning experience to each individual student.
Precisely. It's about making quality education accessible to everyone, no matter where they are or what their circumstances are.
That's a powerful vision for the future of education. And it's not just a vision anymore. There are already so many success stories of students who are thriving thanks to this technology.
It's true.
Really inspiring stuff.
It's amazing to see how AI is breaking down barriers and creating a more equitable playing field in education.
Absolutely. Now let's move on to a topic that affects us all. Food security.
Yes.
With a growing global population
Yeah.
and the challenges of climate change, it's more important than ever to find sustainable solutions for feeding the world. And AI is playing a role here
Yeah.
too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I read about an AI system being used in Kenya that's helping farmers get the most out of their land.
Yeah. This system acts as a virtual farming assistant,
Oh, wow.
analyzing weather forecasts, soil data, and even historical crop yields to give farmers specific recommendations.
So it's like having a high-tech agricultural expert in your pocket.
Exactly, guiding you every step of the way.
That's incredible, especially in regions where farmers are facing unpredictable weather patterns due to climate change.
Right. It's about empowering farmers with data-driven insights to make the best decisions for their land and their crops. And the results are pretty impressive. We're seeing farmers increase their yields while also using resources more sustainably.
That's fantastic. It's amazing to see how technology can empower people on the ground
Yeah,
and contribute to global solutions.
absolutely. And speaking of global solutions, let's shift our focus to another area where AI is making a big impact: renewable energy.
Okay, as we transition away from fossil fuels, finding ways to make clean energy sources more efficient is absolutely crucial.
Right, and AI is playing a role here too, right? I remember reading about an AI algorithm that can actually optimize the placement and energy distribution of solar panels.
That's right. Think of it this way. This AI is constantly fine-tuning your solar panels to make sure they're capturing the most sunlight throughout the day. It takes into account things like weather patterns, the angle of the sun, and even panel degradation over time.
So it's like having an intelligent system constantly making these tiny adjustments to maximize energy output, even as conditions change.
Exactly. And the impact is significant. This type of optimization can make solar energy systems more efficient and cost-effective, which is key for wider adoption. It's another example of how AI is helping us build a more sustainable future.
This is all so fascinating, but I'm curious to learn more about how these AI systems actually work. What's going on under the hood to make all of this possible?
Well, one of the key technologies behind many of these AI applications is machine learning.
Imagine you're teaching a computer to recognize a cat in a picture. Instead of programming in all the rules about what makes a cat, you show it thousands of pictures of cats and let it figure out the patterns on its own.
So it's about letting the computer learn from data rather than having to explicitly program everything.
Exactly. And that's the essence of machine learning. The AI system analyzes these massive data sets, identifies patterns and relationships, and uses that knowledge to make predictions or decisions.
That makes sense. But how does that apply to something like predicting diseases or optimizing solar panels?
Well, in the case of disease prediction, the AI might be analyzing your genetic data, lifestyle information, and medical history to identify those subtle patterns that correlate with certain health risks. It's like finding those tiny clues that are invisible to us.
And with solar panels?
For solar panels, the AI is constantly analyzing real-time data about weather patterns, sunlight intensity, and panel performance to figure out the best configuration for maximum energy capture.
So it's all about using data to train the AI to make smarter decisions.
Precisely. And that's where the real power of AI comes in. It can analyze massive amounts of data, way more than any human could ever process and extract these meaningful insights that can help us solve some of the world's biggest challenges.
This is incredible, and it sounds like we're only just scratching the surface of what AI can do.
You're absolutely right. We're just at the beginning of this AI revolution, and the possibilities are truly mind-blowing.
Right.
But before we get too carried away with all the excitement, let's take a step back and consider some of the potential challenges and ethical considerations that come with this technology.
That's a great point. We need to approach this with a balanced perspective. What are some of the things we need to be thinking about as AI becomes more integrated into our lives?
Well, one key concern is data privacy.
Right.
As AI systems rely on these massive amounts of data, we need to make sure that personal information is handled responsibly and ethically.
Absolutely.
There are also questions around algorithmic bias, which is basically the potential for AI systems to perpetuate existing societal biases if they're trained on biased data.
Right. So the AI is only as good as the data it's trained on.
Exactly. So we need to be very careful about the data we use to train these systems.
Those are important considerations. We need to be proactive in addressing these challenges to make sure that AI benefits everyone and doesn't worsen existing inequalities.
I agree. And there are also questions about the impact of AI on jobs. As AI automates certain tasks, we need to think about how to prepare our workforce for the future and create new opportunities in this rapidly changing landscape.
It's definitely a lot to think about. But I'm still optimistic about the potential for AI to be a force for good in the world. It's about finding that right balance between innovation and responsibility.
I couldn't agree more. It's up to us to shape the future of AI and make sure it's used ethically and for the benefit of all humankind.
That's a powerful thought to leave us with as we head into the next part of our deep dive.
Indeed. Next, we'll be exploring specific examples of how AI is being used to create a more sustainable future. From revolutionizing healthcare to addressing climate change.
Sounds fascinating. I can't wait to learn more. Until then, keep exploring and stay curious about the incredible world of AI.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of AI. In this segment, we're going to be exploring how this transformative technology is being used to tackle some of the most pressing challenges of our time, from revolutionizing healthcare to creating a more sustainable future.
Yeah, I'm particularly fascinated by the potential of AI in healthcare. In the last segment, we talked about DeepMind's system that can predict diseases years in advance. Can we maybe delve a little deeper into how this technology actually works?
Absolutely. It's a fascinating intersection of AI, genetics, and lifestyle analysis. Imagine a massive database containing millions of individuals' genetic blueprints.
Wow.
Detailed medical histories and even lifestyle data like diet and exercise habits.
That's a lot of information.
It is a ton of information. But that's where AI really shines. Machine learning algorithms can sift through this mountain of data and search for these subtle patterns and correlations that might be invisible to us.
So it's not about a doctor looking at your data and making a prediction. It's about the AI looking at patterns across millions of people and applying those to your specific case.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. For instance, the AI might find that a specific genetic variation combined with a certain dietary habit significantly increases the risk of developing a particular disease later in life, and then that knowledge can be used to provide personalized risk assessments and early interventions.
It's like having a personalized crystal ball for your health.
I like that.
Not magic, but data.
Exactly, based on data and scientific analysis. And this is where the true potential for transforming healthcare lies. We can move from a reactive approach where we treat diseases after they occur to a proactive model focused on prevention and early intervention.
But I imagine there are significant challenges involved in actually developing and implementing this kind of technology.
Oh, of course.
Hmm.
One of the biggest hurdles is data privacy and security when
Right.
you're dealing with sensitive health information.
Of course.
It's absolutely crucial to have robust security measures and strict ethical guidelines in place.
And what about the accuracy of these predictions? I mean, are we at a point where these AI systems can reliably predict diseases years in advance?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And while the technology is rapidly advancing, it's important to remember that these are still predictions, not guarantees. There are always going to be variations and factors that the AI might not be able to account for.
So it's not about replacing doctors,
Yeah.
but more about providing them with another tool to help make decisions.
Precisely. Think of it as an AI assistant working alongside healthcare professionals,
Okay.
analyzing this complex data and providing insights that can help personalize treatment plans and improve patient outcomes.
Okay, that's a much more balanced and realistic perspective.
Yeah.
Now, shifting gears a bit, I'm also intrigued by the potential of AI in education. We talked briefly about a platform in India that personalizes learning for every student. Could we maybe explore that a little further?
Absolutely. This platform and others like it represent a paradigm shift in how we approach education.
Okay.
Traditionally, education has been this one-size-fits-all model,
Right.
where everyone receives the same curriculum regardless of their individual needs and learning styles.
Right.
But with AI, we can finally move towards a truly personalized learning experience.
So we got the goal, to have a truly personalized learning experience.
It is. These platforms leverage AI to adapt to each student's pace, learning style, and even their preferred language. Imagine a student who is struggling with math.
Okay.
The AI can identify that difficulty and provide targeted exercises and support,
Wow.
even adjusting the complexity of the material to meet the student's needs.
It's like having a personal tutor for every student,
That's a great
like
analogy.
the digital one.
Right. And the benefits extend beyond just addressing those individual learning gaps. This technology can also make education more engaging and accessible,
Uh-huh.
especially for students in remote or underserved areas.
So it's not just about improving academic performance, it's about giving everyone the opportunity
Yes.
to reach their full potential.
Exactly. And we're already seeing some really encouraging results. Studies have shown that students who use these AI-powered platforms often see significant improvements in their learning outcomes.
It's amazing to see how technology is breaking down barriers and empowering learners from all walks of life. Now let's talk about food security.
Food security is a complex challenge, with issues ranging from climate change to resource management all playing a role. However, AI offers a potential solution by empowering farmers with the knowledge and tools they need to optimize their practices and maximize yields.
Right, and we talked earlier about an AI system used in Kenya that's giving farmers personalized recommendations. Could we dive a little deeper into how this system works?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Imagine a farmer in a remote village facing these unpredictable weather patterns and limited access to resources. This AI system acts as a virtual agricultural advisor, providing these data-driven insights that can help them make more informed decisions.
So it's like bringing the expertise of an agricultural scientist directly to the farmer.
That's a great way to put it. The system analyzes tons of data, including weather forecasts, soil conditions, historical crop yields, and even market trends, to give specific recommendations tailored to that farmer's location and crops.
That's incredible. Can you give me an example of what kind of recommendations this AI might provide?
Sure. For example, the AI might suggest the optimal time to plant based on the upcoming weather patterns. It might recommend adjustments to irrigation schedules to conserve water, or it might even suggest alternative crop varieties that are better suited to the changing climate.
So it's about helping farmers adapt to the challenges of the 21st century,
Exactly.
using data and technology to help them make sustainable and productive choices.
Precisely. And this impact goes beyond individual farms. By helping farmers increase their yields while using resources more efficiently, AI is contributing to global food security and strengthening those food systems.
It's inspiring to see how technology can be used to address these really critical challenges.
Yeah.
Now let's shift our focus to another area where AI is playing an increasingly important role: Renewable energy.
Renewable energy is key to creating a more sustainable future. However, one of the challenges with sources like solar and wind power is their variability. The amount of energy generated can fluctuate depending on things like weather conditions.
Right. So how can AI help us overcome that challenge?
AI can actually optimize the efficiency and the reliability of renewable energy systems.
Okay.
Imagine an AI system connected to a network of solar panels. It's constantly monitoring weather patterns, sunlight intensity, and energy demand to adjust the system in real time.
So it's about making sure that we're capturing and distributing energy as efficiently as possible,
Yes,
even as conditions are changing.
precisely. For example, the AI can predict those periods of low sunlight and adjust the energy distribution accordingly, ensuring a consistent supply of power even when the sun isn't shining.
It's like having an intelligent brain managing the entire energy grid,
That's a great way to think about it.
optimizing its performance based on real-time data.
Exactly. And the benefits extend beyond efficiency. AI can also help us integrate those renewable energy sources into the existing power grid, smoothing out those fluctuations and making that transition to a cleaner energy future more seamless.
It's fascinating to see how AI is revolutionizing so many different aspects of our lives. But I'm curious to learn more about the technology that makes all this possible. What exactly is machine learning and how does it actually work in practice?
Machine learning is a fascinating branch of AI that focuses on giving computers the ability to learn from data without explicit programming. It's kind of like teaching a child to ride a bike. You don't give them a step-by-step manual, you let them learn through experience.
Ah. So instead of programming a computer with specific rules, we're basically feeding it data and letting it figure things out on its own.
Exactly. Imagine you want to teach a computer to recognize different types of birds.
Okay.
You don't try to define every characteristic of each bird species in code. Instead, you show the computer thousands of pictures of birds labeled with their species and let it analyze the patterns and differences.
So the computer is learning by example,
Right.
identifying the features that make a robin different from a sparrow.
Exactly. And this ability to learn from data is what makes machine learning so powerful. It can analyze massive data sets,
Yeah,
way more than a human could, and extract these meaningful insights.
incredible. But how does this apply to the AI applications that we've been talking about?
Right.
Like disease prediction or optimizing renewable energy?
Well, let's take disease prediction as an example. Imagine an AI system trained on this massive data set of medical records, genetic information, and lifestyle choices. It can analyze this data to find those subtle correlations between certain factors and the likelihood of developing a specific disease.
So it's like the AI is going through this mountain of data, looking for those tiny clues that might indicate a higher risk of developing a certain condition.
Precisely. And those insights can be used to give personalized risk assessments, allowing individuals to take proactive steps to manage their health.
That's amazing. And what about optimizing those renewable energy systems? How does machine learning fit into that?
Well, in the case of renewable energy, machine learning algorithms can analyze vast amounts of data about weather patterns, energy demand, and the performance of solar panels or wind turbines.
Okay.
This allows the AI to predict energy generation and demand with remarkable accuracy, enabling the system to operate much more efficiently.
So using data to anticipate fluctuations
Yeah,
and optimize that energy grid in real time.
precisely. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Machine learning is being applied to countless fields, from finance and marketing to transportation and manufacturing.
It's a truly transformative technology with the potential to revolutionize how we live and work.
It is.
But it's also important to remember that AI is a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
You're absolutely right. As AI becomes more powerful and more pervasive, we need to be having these conversations about the ethical implications and ensuring that it's developed and deployed responsibly.
That's a really important point.
Uh-huh.
We need to consider the impact of AI on jobs, privacy, and even the very nature of human decision-making. It's about finding that balance between innovation and responsibility.
Couldn't agree more. In our next segment, we'll be delving deeper into those ethical considerations and exploring how we can shape the future of AI in a way that benefits all of humankind.
Well, I look forward to that conversation. Until then, keep exploring and stay curious about the ever-evolving world of AI. Welcome back to The Deep Dive.
So we've seen how AI is being used to tackle some pretty big problems, but like with any powerful technology, we need to think about the downsides too and make sure we're using it responsibly. Definitely. And one thing that comes up a lot is the potential impact of AI on jobs. People are worried that AI will replace human workers altogether.
Right, it's that fear that robots are going to take over and leave humans without jobs.
Right.
But I'm also curious about the other side of the coin. Could AI actually create new jobs and opportunities?
Absolutely. Throughout history, technological advancements have disrupted the job market, but they've also led to the creation of brand new industries and roles.
Can you give me an example of that?
Think about the internet. Before the internet, we didn't have web developers, social media managers, or e-commerce specialists. It not only created new jobs, but also transformed existing industries.
So instead of thinking about AI as a job killer, maybe we should think about it as a job transformer.
Exactly. AI can automate certain tasks, especially those that are repetitive or dangerous, but that frees up humans to focus on more creative and strategic work.
So it's not about humans versus machines, but humans and AI working together.
Exactly. Augmentation, not replacement. Using AI to enhance our capabilities and make us more efficient and valuable in the workplace.
And that brings up another point, the need for humans to adapt and learn new skills to stay relevant.
You're absolutely right. The skills that are in high demand today might be obsolete tomorrow. So it's crucial for people to embrace lifelong learning and continually develop new skills and knowledge.
So what kind of skills should people focus on in this age of AI?
Things like critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, communication, and emotional intelligence. These are skills AI can't replicate and are essential for success in a rapidly changing world.
It's not just about technical skills,
Yeah.
but those uniquely human skills that AI can't quite grasp yet.
Exactly. And this is important for both individuals and organizations. Companies need to invest in upskilling and reskilling their workforce to make sure they're ready for the future.
It's like a shared responsibility between people, companies, and society to make this transition work for everyone.
Couldn't agree more. And speaking of responsibility, let's talk about data privacy and security. Since AI systems rely on so much data, we need to make sure it's handled ethically.
Right? We touched on this with healthcare, but it applies everywhere AI is used. What are the key things to keep in mind?
One important principle is data minimization. Only collect the data that's absolutely necessary for the task. And of course, data security is paramount. We need strong measures to protect against breaches and unauthorized access.
And what about transparency? People need to know how their data is being used, especially when it's AI making decisions that affect their lives.
Transparency is key for building trust and ensuring accountability. Individuals should know how their data is collected, used, and shared. And when AI is making decisions, there should be ways to explain those decisions to humans.
So empowering individuals to understand and control their own data.
Exactly. And that's where regulations and ethical guidelines come in. We need clear frameworks to protect individual rights while still encouraging innovation.
It's a balancing act between using AI for good and protecting against potential risks and harms.
Well said. It's an ongoing conversation that needs to include everyone, policymakers, researchers, industry leaders, and the public. We all have a role to play in shaping the future of AI and making sure it benefits all of us.
It's been such an interesting conversation. We've explored AI's potential to solve problems and build a better future, but we also recognize the importance of using this technology wisely and addressing ethical concerns to make sure everyone benefits.
It's been a fascinating journey. And we're really just scratching the surface of what AI can do. As this technology keeps evolving, it's crucial for all of us to stay informed and engaged.
Definitely. And to our listeners, keep exploring, stay curious, and keep asking questions about AI's role in our world. The future is being shaped now, and we all have a part to play.
And on that note, we'll be back soon with another episode exploring the world of AI. And next time, we'll be diving into the fascinating world of AI in art and creativity.
Oh, that sounds exciting. We'll see you then. Until then, keep exploring the amazing world of AI.